My ex cheated on me for 5 months. He didn't even say sorry to me when I found out everything. I accepted his offer to be his girlfriend for nearly 2 years. It was a long distance relationship, and we met on a dating app. 3 weeks ago, I found out he had cheated on me for around 5 months. I was still stupid to trust him unconditionally and didn't suspect anything unless I saw the notifications on his phone. He uses two phones, and I knew the passwords to both as he showed me. That is also the reason why I trusted him and did not check his phones before. Even though his family and relatives knew I was his girlfriend and had also met me a few times, they still introduced another woman to him and encouraged him to see her. They obviously disrespected me as if I were invisible. His cousins even hid everything from me and changed to a negative attitude towards me when questioned about that woman. She was on his side and assumed that her brother did the right thing when dating many girls at the same time. Even the uncle and cousin in Dalat also knew who I was, and it was him who told me and Jimmy that we should get married soon. But he invited that woman to travel with Jimmy's mom and dad to Dalat and pretended not to know anything about me. Imagine if I didn't know for many years. Thank God I found out everything. Instead of making it clear to that woman, he obeyed his mom and said that he was still single and wanted to know more about her. They talked to each other for 5 months through text and calls. Until last month, he came to Vietnam and they saw each other in person before he flew to my city to see me. When I read the conversations between them, I felt something was wrong, so I asked him who she was. He had a chance to tell me the truth in the beginning, but he didn't and kept lying to me by saying that woman was his cousin in Taining, and he had just met her for the first time. I trusted him again, but thanks to the messages from his brother, that helped me to know the truth. I'm still impressed by the messages from his brother. Shop around and choose the best one from the best quality ones. Although he knew his brother was dating me, he still told him to see as many girls as possible. I felt how they disrespected women and thought of us like objects. Then I asked him for the reason, but he was not responsible for his actions and blamed them on his mom, saying that she lied to her, so he just listened to her and met that woman. Although he did not like her at all, when I told him to make it clear to that woman, he hesitated, not wanting to tell it straight to her, and said that he did not want to hurt anyone. I would not get hurt if he didn't offer me to be his girlfriend first. I started to know he was cheating on me when we were in Thailand the first night, and everything became worse the following days. After coming back from Thailand trip, I felt so down and was in an unstable mood. I tried to maintain the relationship, but it's really hard to avoid a sense of betrayal. I no longer trust him, so I checked the second phone, and there was another woman. He also flirted with her while speaking sweet words to me. He told me he was his girlfriend from high school, but I don't know whether he told me the truth or not. However, when she asked him if he dated any girls, he still answered no and said he was single. Then I used his phone to text her because I didn't want him to keep fooling her as he did to me with the content. Hi T, I watched John Wick in Thailand with my girlfriend. It was a good movie and I love it. The next morning, after I left the room to go to work, he texted her that there's no girlfriend here. It's a spam message. And he didn't forget to attach a selfie of him alone on the bed as proof for his words. I could not put up with it anymore when I found out that. Instead of feeling shame, he got mad at me. We had a big fight then. The one thing that surprised me the most was he did not say sorry to me until I asked him why he did this stuff to me. I was very afraid of the way he looked at me with furious eyes, as if he might beat me then. So I lowered my voice and tried to keep him calm to stay away from violence. He cried in front of me like a kid and said he felt guilty for me. But I know he lied to me again as he avoided eye contact when saying that. After all, I realized that everything was his fault. Nobody can force a 40-year-old man with full awareness to do anything that he doesn't want. He thought about cheating on me since he started to text that woman first. He said I was his girlfriend. He really cared about me. But when I posted something and tagged his name, he was set only me mode so that nobody could see it. His actions seems to conflict with his words. To make an excuse for his wrongs, he always says, I don't like everyone to know my personal stuff. Do personal things mean telling other girls that he is still single when in an exclusive relationship? The woman that his mom chose for him tried to glad hand his mom by showing all the messages that I texted her to his mom. Many unexpected twists dragged me down. I'm not a native English speaker, although I got mad at him when reading messages between him and his close friend Ruben. I was not sure about the meaning of push and BJS. He took advantage of this and lied to me, say they were slang for weeds and blame me for always wanting to make a fight. A couple of weeks ago, he told me to want nobody to contact him and be alone for a while. But yesterday, he swiped right on my friend's profile on Facebook dating. I was speechless when my friend told me this. Alone in his dictionary is defined as keep using dating apps. He showed his true color to me. I don't want any more girls to be fooled like me, so I decided to post about him. My boyfriend cheated on me twice via text. Latest one was last night. It wasn't physical, but it was via text. It's the second time it has happened and I forgave him the first times. Two different women. The latest one, which happened yesterday, was his ex before me. He told her he has crazy dreams about her and thinks about her all the times. Assuming wet dreams because he has randomly had some. We are very intimate for the record. Usually 2 or 3 times a week minimum. I know he had a very physical connection with this woman. Best physical relationship of his entire life, as quoted by him. Which is why he has a hard time forgetting about her, but was never in love with her. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I feel like the biggest idiot. Leaving him will really impact my life and my lifestyle in so many ways. We also work together. I am so unbelievably disgusted at how he disrespected me, and I've shown him unconditional love, support, and loyalty. I don't know how to let go of this anger. I called him every name and horrible thing in the book, everything you can imagine. Not proud of this, but I lost it. And I could not control myself. The anger was greater than me, and I don't know where to go from here. My entire world is going to change and has been flipped upside down. I have been sick for 20 hours now. Please tell me if it gets better. He said his behaviors have made him sick and that he's sorry and he needs me, which is exactly what he said the first time. And that's never stopped him from doing it again. Comment by Winterfront 1431. Cheating is cheating, honey, physical or not. Block his number and don't engage with him at work. Tell HR if he comes near you. It's over, fuck him. Don't let him sob his way back in. Typical cheater handbook quotes. It didn't mean anything. I'd only want you, not her. I have an addiction. I'll go to therapy. You can have my location and full access to my phone. I can't lose you. I love you. The list goes on. All a bunch of crap. Tell him it's over, and if he approached you at work, you will report him to HR, and if he approaches you after work, you'll report him to the police for harassment. It does get better, but you can't let this hurt and sadness make you think it will be better if you get back with him. It won't. It will be 10 times worse. It gets better, ignore him. He's a stranger now. By throwing towel, 40. You fooled me once. Comments is all you need to know. Remain professional at work, but show him you mean business by remaining cold and distant with anything that's not work, with the threat of bringing anything not work related to your HR department. Cut all ties outside work and move on. The hurt will not go away easily, or ever. That is a possibility you should start realizing, but it will become less over time. Focus on yourself and reach out to friends and family for help. You got this and we'll get through it. Comment by Teamix 0220. This gets better. Take a hard life though no matter what he says. Get a job, get better computer skills or otherwise improve your standard of living. That will take care of money. Get a therapist and start counseling immediately. Try to be around people who love you and support you. Do not immediately start dating. That is reflect and like getting drunk. Make a sweet living space for yourself. Dream of the goals you desire. The suffering gets easier. The hardest is the first 30 days. The first week is brutal. So if binging watching Netflix with a glass of wine or gallons of ice cream does it, then first few days okay. The gym helps because it makes you physically feel better. Luckily, he's your boyfriend, not your husband, so no divorce is needed. You can recover, repair, and rebuild your emotional life.